Hey, how are you? How are you? Right now you're going to be handed tea blends that my company makes. You can open those tea blends, you can smell them, you can see the ingredients, and I'm going to start talking a little bit about myself. So the company I represent is Utopia Premium Tea. But first, I'm going to introduce you to a little Guatemalan mood, my country, Guatemala. So my country is a country full of colors, it's a country full of nature, it's a country full of flavor and full of beautiful people. We're located in Central America. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, my origins. Right now, I am 22 years old. If I could tell you my biggest strength, I would say it's extreme curiosity. All the time since I was very little, I used to love reading books. I wanted to learn it all. Knowledge, I loved it. Also, when I was a kid, my parents always told me that if I wanted something, I had to work for it. So since I was around 8, I used to go out in my neighborhood with bananas, and I would go to the labor force, to construction workers, and I would sell them bananas at lunchtime. And there were so many construction workers that I had to have a big bag of bananas, and I used to walk during my vacation selling those bananas, and I loved it. And I learned a lot of tough negotiation skills because construction workers, they're tough, you know. Well, I always knew I had a mission in this life. I always knew when I saw people on the street that I had to do something for them. My country is a very poor country. More than 50% of my people lives on the extreme poverty line. I used to think that the way to make impactful change was through politics. But at the age of 15, in 2013, I was exposed to 2 books that changed my life and my perspective of the world. The books I read were Atlas Shrugged and The Wealth of Nations. And there, I learned that the real impact and the sustainable impact is created through job creation. So becoming a businessman became my dream. And that year, I planned my future. And I knew that my reason for being in this world was to end poverty in my country, Guatemala, through unseen opportunities that would generate value to us and also to the world. And now I'll tell you why I'm here. I am here today presenting in the GSEA because of failure. Yes, because of failure. Because at the beginning of 2018, last year, my company used to be just a coffee selling company. And you know, we had a huge client. We were the providers of the Marriott hotel chain in my country. And for an 18-year-old boy, having such a big client, and me and my partners, we were all like, oh, we were feeling so big, we're so cool. But from one day to another, that big client told us, I'm very sorry to tell you, but the one that owns the chain in Guatemala, he wants to put his cousin as the provider, not you anymore. I'm very sorry. So from one day to another, we were like this. We were feeling here, and we ended up being here on the floor. So we were not just feeling vulnerable, we were feeling like losers. I felt like my whole world was coming to pieces. And what my 2 partners said at that time was, wow, guys, we have to destroy the operation, fire all the employees, and just get out of here with our hands clean. Somehow, I just could not follow that. The love for the company was too much. I had spent too much hours, too much passion on the brand with the people to let Utopia die all of a sudden. So against all the odds, I decided to buy my partner's share. When I bought their share, they were like, what, are you crazy? You're buying, we're in bankruptcy. And I said, I'm going to buy. I cannot let this boat sink. So against all the odds, I kept on rowing the boat. And during those very tough times, every single day, during 8 months, we worked on losses. We didn't have profit, we had losses. And every day I was feeling smaller and smaller and smaller, just like an ant. But also I was getting stronger, stronger and stronger, just like an ant. And I said, I cannot let this die. And the fuel I used to keep on going with red numbers was love. Love for the brand, love for the vision, and love for my employees. I just couldn't let Marvin get fired or Christian get fired. I had too many plans for them, and they were hoping and expecting plans from me. And failure taught us that one product was not enough. We had to diversify. So we thought about tea. Guatemala is not a tea growing or a tea known country. Most of the tea, all of the tea is imported, mostly from Asia. So failure led us to the discovery as a great opportunity. We saw a neglected tea market dominated by imported tea with no local brands. And that day, the day we discovered this, we decided to become the first tea blending company in not only Guatemala, but the whole region. Not only produce the product, but also do the blends. It meant a risky decision because there were no providers of many of the ingredients we needed. It was a long and difficult road, yet a very gratifying one. Because when you do local, 100% of the value that your client pays stays in the community. And that is what I need. Employment to make my people go from surviving to thriving. And we discovered on the journey, Cobán as an excellent quality tea producing region. Thanks to a lot of rain because of the Atlantic Depression, high altitude, and fertile soils. So not only we have a compromise to show the world the brand Utopia, we have a compromise to show the world the quality of Cobán, the region in Guatemala, as an excellent quality producing region and leave a legacy. So 5 months ago, we introduced the product to the market. And this is a small message of the product. The value proposition to our clients is the one you can see right there. We have quality, we have a good price because we're local. So our motto is local tea blends for the local American market. The value proposition to the local community, what I love the most, is added value to the crops. Instead of them farming corn, what they've been doing all their lives is farming corn, a commodity that doesn't earn them enough money to survive and to live and thrive. Now they are farming tea, lavender, chamomile, marigold, cardamom, products that have added value. And we discovered that we are able to move farmers out of the poverty line without having them to move from their profession. They are still farmers. They still do what they love to do, and they are earning more because the crops they are farming now have added value. Our area's focus is Alta Verapaz. It is where Cobán region is. It is the poorest state in my country, but it is blessed with the Cobán highlands, and we want to show those highlands to the world. So we're moving from corn to tea production, and also to chamomile production that earns them 4 times more income than corn. And also our producers and providers of fruit are earning more money. This is the chico, a beautiful fruit that is endemic to my country. The results in the 5 months we've been operating are this. We are now the exclusive providers of the chains you see here for Central America, Macafé being the most important for the Central American region, and also exportation to the US with a private label brand. Our strategy is to position the Utopia brand in the region and also export with private label. We have this product that is Guatemalan native fruit, using fruit that is exclusive to our country. This is our operation today, and we keep expanding the brand. And beyond all things, it's our team that is committed, because not only we have a job, we have a mission to the community we have a mission to show the world the excellent quality that Guatemala, Covan, has to offer with tea. Thank you. The world needs Utopia Premium Tea. Show the world Covan, and beyond positioning our brand, we want to leave a legacy as a denomination of origin of Covan for the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Alberto. You now have 10 minutes for Q&A.
Yes?
Thank you so much. Your passion and energy are contagious, so thank you so much for that. What are you studying, and how have your studies contributed to your business? What's your major?
I study business administration and economics. First of all, I have many mentors that, thanks to the university, I've acquired them. The university has taught me that I have to work hard. You know, I've always been a competitive person, so it's also like a good thing. It's a challenge. That's the word. Sorry. Anyone else? Yes?
Felicidades, Alberto.
Thank you. Gracias. Gracias, muchas gracias.
Can you describe something that you admire about any mentor that you have? So do you have any mentor, and what's process with your mentors?
One of the mentors I admire the most, his name is Emilio Mendez. Maybe some of you know him. What I love about him is his devotion, his passion towards making my country a better place. And when we say about making my country a better place, we're also making the world a better place. Because with a globalized world, when you make good impact in one country, it's going to benefit the whole country. It's a globalized world.
Thank you.
Yes?
You spoke about having a committed team. Who is on your team? How many people? And what are the roles?
Yes. In total, we are 16. The roles, right now, there's salesmen, 2 salesmen. There's a sales manager, myself. There's an operations manager. There's a woman that sees the finances. There's also a designer, the guy that takes care of logistics, and two women doing the blending, an accountant, and well, those are some of the. Yes. Thank you. Yes?
So what is your biggest challenge as a leader? As you look to the next few years, what is the thing you're going to work on the most?
One of the biggest challenges is finding the right people. You cannot do anything alone in this world. We need great minds alongside with us. It's a journey, and that's one of the biggest challenges right now I'm facing, but all the challenges can be surpassed. Yes? Yes?
What's the biggest regret you've made after you bought out your partners?
Sometimes I feel alone. Sometimes it's not like I'm actually alone. Like, I'm now the only operating partner, but there's people around me. But some decisions, some big decisions, I have no one else to rely on. I can ask for advice. And that's one of the things, but we're doing it fine. And we're going. Yes?
I really admire your passion, and you're also amazing. I wonder what is the actual the goal that you are after in this company. What is the problem that you're really trying to solve?
Yes, the first goal we have is the commitment of making Covan a region for the world. What I mean with this is, I'm going to use an example. The Napa Valley region, you know it, produces excellent quality grapes that make excellent quality wine, and it is very well known across the world. That is adding a legacy to a place, it's not just talking about a brand. Brands may die in the future, but the legacy of the land stays. The legacy I want to leave in Covan region is a legacy that will benefit the landowners, indigenous landowners, and they can do whatever they want with their land in the future, but I want to work hard for it because it's an added value that Guatemala will have. And of course, build the brand. Yes, anyone else? Yes?
What is your favorite business book and why?
My favorite business book? Oh, I'll say my favorite business book. I don't know if I could put this business book in the category. It's the tipping point. I love the tipping point. And the way Malcolm Gladwell gets to find these tipping points in society, it's not only applied to social problems, it can be applied to many things because humans make society, humans make business, human makes mistakes. So it gave me a real insight that I've been applying to my business life ever since. Yes?
I noticed in your slides, you said that you failed because Marriott took away the coffee and then you switched to tea. So, but now you have them back again.
Yes, we
so
obtained the client again.
how did you handle that? I mean, are you going to try to get back into the coffee business, or are you going to?
The coffee business is still running.
Okay.
Both things are running, and thanks to tea, the coffee business has grown even more than when it was just by itself. There was a moment where I said, well, I just lost the client. I have the no. I can just cry a little bit to maybe obtain in the future a yes. So I called directly the owner of the chain in Guatemala, and I introduced myself. I told him who I was. He had no idea who I was. Like his CEO, COO never told him about us, the company. And he really enjoyed what I told him. He really liked me. And we are, again, the provider.
Alberto, I think if anyone meets you, that they would love you. So,
Thank you.
and anytime you feel alone as an entrepreneur, I hope that you think about this moment on stage, seeing all of us here. We are there in spirit to support you.
Thank you very much.
Your packaging, the branding, is really well done. It's beautiful. The scent of the teas, the rest of the folks in this room can't smell it, but it's also very lovely. Can you talk a little bit about your experience going through branding and packaging?
Yes. I am very committed to branding. Like, I put a lot of effort in the details. Right now, we're only a B2B company because going B2C is more expensive, and it's money we didn't used to have. And so first we went B2B, but the company has been think to become a B2C in the near future. In fact, we're becoming B2C next year. The tea blending and all, they're all original recipes. One of the people in the company, his name is Cristian Quiñones. He's a tea blender. He has expertise in the area, but we are both there. You know, we're both there doing the mixes. I love being in every single detail of the company because when you've been through each part, you know what to ask for and what to expect. So there's a much more wiser way of asking for results because you've been through it. Yes?
If you could add another day to your week, what would you do with it?
Another day to my week. Well, many of the employees in the company, they are working weekends because I study during the weekdays, so they know that I have spare time during the weekends. I would like another day, maybe for more learning, like learning for myself, and also maybe play some piano. I like playing piano. A very quick question, only 30 seconds left. Come on, shoot. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.